The run-in starts now. 5 league games to play. 5 wins would guarantee us the league title. But before that, we've got to get through against Zenit in the quarter-final of the Europa League. Yes, hello, welcome into Living in Sports, here for the Killie boys on Football Manager 21. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more daily Football Manager content. And if you missed the last episode, go and have a look at it because we're just continuing straight on from then. We played our first leg of our game against Zenit St. Petersburg last episode. We won that one quite comfortably. If you've not watched it, go now. I don't want to spoil the result for you. We won 6-1 away in St. Petersburg, so it should be a fairly simple second leg. That was a good way to end the episode because unfortunately we had lost to Celtic earlier on in that episode. We'll talk about the league after this game though, because we're playing our second leg against Zenit today, and we're going to go for a fairly rotated side as we do have a 5-goal advantage going into this game at Rugby Park. So I'm just going to get straight into it. Here is the team we're going to be playing. Ryan Morris gets the game in goal again instead of Francois. Remember, Morris is our club captain, so it feels a bit unfortunate for him to not be starting the games. Rodriguez is going to partner Menge at centre-back. Right back is going to be Tomas, and left back is going to be Carrasco. Blair Lunin alongside George Pena in midfield with Hamill in front of them. Alcatraz on the right, Demau on the left, and we're going to keep playing Boba. He scored 4 goals in the first leg. Hopefully he can score 4 more today. Let's see if he can. Let's get right into this game. As long as we don't lose by 5 goals, I'll be perfectly happy. So as the teams step out, we're playing in our blue and white stripes. Zenit playing in their white today. And yeah, there's a chance for some of these players to, play themselves into the team for the future games of this season, the last 5 in the league and the future ones in the Europa League as well. And we'll start with Tomas throwing it into Lunin. Lunin with the ball. Can he swing this in? He can, toward Pena. It's headed away. And perhaps Zenit are going to break away here. 20 minutes on the clock. They haven't had a shot yet. Remember, they scored with their first shot of the game in the last game we played against them. Doesn't look like it's going to be the case today though. Lunin finds Menge and Demau, and it's nice passing football at the back here to get the ball away, and it's launched forward toward Boba. Can he score a goal? He dinks it over the goalkeeper, and that's why Boba was kept in the team even though we were rotating slightly. There's a wee roly-poly next to the corner flag there. But what a finish from him. It was nice slow passing football, and then Demau just launches this ball over the top. Boba's pace gets him past the defender. The goalkeeper goes down early, and Boba just dinks that into the far side of the goal. And we're up 7-1 on aggregate, 1-0 in the night. Boba has scored 5 of our 7 goals over these 2 games. He swung in a free kick there, but it was headed away. Rodriguez gets it back to Menge now. Lunin with it. Menge finds Demau. Demau through to Boba. Can he get another? Oh, it's off the outside of the post. Nearly his 6th goal of the tie. Thrown in by Tomas on the right hand side. Finds Alcatraz, swung in, and it's gathered by Semper there. And there's 35 minutes on the clock. They launch the ball long. Rodriguez wins it though. Only as far as the Zenit defenders though. And Johansson with it finds Mena through to Cutrone. Tomas challenges, but it goes back to Johansson now. And Tomas clears it away this time. But they come away with the ball again, do Zenit, down this left-hand side. Arana with it, in toward Mena, goes round Morrison. Oh, how is that not gone in? It's denied by the frame of the goal, it says. It's clipped the post. Morris was in no man's land there, but thankfully we managed to avoid conceding a goal. That could have been fairly embarrassing. Tomas finds Hamill, and Hamill switches the play toward Demau. He's got one man in the middle if he wants to use him. He's challenged, but he swings it in, and Alcatraz scores his 6th goal of the season. I must say, he's struggled for goals this season, Alcatraz, but he's got one there. It was a nice finish. Nice play from Demau on the left-hand side. We're up 2-0 on the night. Totally dominant performance over the 2 legs against Zenit here. Even with this weakened side we have, we're dominating them at Rugby Park. Nice first-time finish from Alcatraz. 2-0 on the night. Well, the second half began quite a while ago, but there's not been a highlight in it, and we're on the 80th minute now. We're still up 2-0, and here is the first highlight of the second half. Tomas with the ball. Back to Rodriguez and Lunin, and Rodriguez gets the ball into Pena, and Alfredo, who's had to come on for the injured Ryan Hamill in midfield. Alfredo finds Carrasco. Carrasco back into Alfredo, sitting fairly deep, I must say. Demal with it into Pena, who hits it, and that's blazed over the bar. And it's still just 2-0 on the night. And I think it's going to be a comfortable victory on the night and a comfortable victory over the two legs as well. 8-1 on aggregate. An absolute demolition of Zenit in the quarterfinals here. And it moves us one step further than we got last year. Remember, we got knocked out at this stage by AC Milan last year. But we're into the semi-finals now. And we'll get to see who we play in the semi-finals in just a moment. Milan beat Celtic, so Milan get through to the semi-finals. They beat a Scottish side at the quarter-final stage again, just as they did with us last year. Tottenham beat Rennes, and Watford beat Newcastle. So that means, remember, that we play against Watford because it's already been drawn. So Tottenham play against AC Milan, and we play against Watford. And to be honest, I think I like that one best. So Watford are currently in 8th in the Premier League. Tottenham are in 12th. Maybe I should have preferred to play Tottenham, I'm not too sure. And AC Milan are doing well in Serie A. I remember they beat us last year, so they're all tough games, but I'll take the game against Watford. I think it'd be sensible to take the game against Watford. And by no means I'm meaning that as a bad thing against Watford, just compared to Tottenham or AC Milan, I think I prefer that game. So just before we get into a game against Hibs in a few days' time, you can see the league table there. Hibs are currently in 4th place, so it could be a tricky game against us. Celtic just 2 points behind, so we know we need to win this game to stay ahead, because Celtic win and we lose and Celtic go ahead of us, and it's going to be another bottle job of a season, similar to last season where the last couple of games of the season threw it away. So hopefully we don't do that this season. But a nice win against Hibs would be great. They're in 4th place, so hopefully we can get that win. So here we are, ready for the game up against Hibs, our 5th last game in the Premiership. Does that make any sense? 5 league games to go, and this is the team that's going to be in that. If we win all of them, we win the league. We've said that many times before. I can almost confirm right now, before we even play this, we will not win all 5 of these games, and we will have to rely on results elsewhere. But the team that's looking for the win against Hibs today will be Morris in goal. He impressed me in the last game. You can see his recent form along the top there. 7.28 in his last 5 games. All greens in there. Why not? Give him it. Give him the game. Definitely. Instead of Francois, who's had a couple of dodgy games recently. So Morris in goal. Perez and Addison in front of him. Sika on the right, Garino on the left. Valic and Stacey in midfield with Jovic in front of them. And the front 3 today are going to be Lambert on the right, Demal on the left, and Boba up front. I thought Demal played quite well in that second leg against Zenit. So he gets the game today out there on the left-hand side. And Boba, hey, he scored 6 goals in his last 2 games. He's got to be the striker for the rest of the season, and that's indeed where he's going to be. Hopefully, a few more goals today. So here we go. The players out here at Easter Road. Hibs in their green, Killie in their blue and white, and hopefully a nice win for Kilmarnock today. Throw in from Garino on the left-hand side. Demal flicks it on, but unfortunately, Boba is not there to collect it. Lambert's got a hold of the ball now, though, on the edge of the box. Jovic hits it. Oh, what a goal from Jubo Jovic. Goodness me, I thought the highlight was done there when we lost the ball, but eventually the ball, Adams kicked it off of Stacey. Lambert got a hold of it, played the ball in field, and Jovic takes a touch and thrashes that in your post. The keeper has no chance at all. Half an hour in, and we're up 1-0 with an absolute thunderbolt from Jovic. Celtic are up 1-0 as well, which means it's even more important that we scored a goal there. And Hector Garino is injured, which means Esteban Rodriguez is going to have to come on and play left back, which is not his most natural of positions, so he can play there, but he's much better as a centre back or a right back. Johnson will swing in this free kick, and it's headed at the back post by Delamare, and it's just wide of the goal. And can we see out to half time here? We can indeed, and we are up 1-0. I tell you something, that was a wonderful goal. I'm still, getting used to the fact that we scored that goal. Yeah, it's just settling in. What a fantastic strike that was. I'll say there's still room for improvement, because there certainly is. We've not dominated the game as much as I would have liked, but there's an early highlight here in this second half. O'Brien with it on the left-hand side for Hibs. He gets past Jovic fairly easily, but Jovic then wins the ball back. Perez switches the play. It doesn't go to anybody, but Demal jumps in and gains that ball. Can he hit it? Oh, it's just wide of the goal. That's some great play, pressing very far forward from us there to get the first goal. I know the ball was bounced off Stacey, but we're still pressing forward there. And then there, Demal pressed, and we nearly got it there. And Hibs have changed to a 3-4-3 formation. I was just looking down to see where my spacebar was so I could pause the game. A 3-4-3 formation, which I'm trying to work out how that will match up against our formation and whether we should do anything here. So they'll have 3 up here, 4 obviously across the middle, and 3 at the back. So these wingers cutting in field will kind of have an overload on them at the back, especially when we overlap our fullbacks. But then they're going to be leaving 3 up front. So I think we probably have to drop one of our midfield players away. And Boba is not having a great game, so I think it might be him. We'll move Matteo Demal up front, Jovic out on the left, and then we'll put Boba here. And not swap. We'll bring Boba back to play as one of the centre halves. This is maybe going to work if I can actually get them in the middle. There we go. And play 5 at the back. Should we play someone else at the kind of left wing back, or do we just bring on Pospisil in to centre back? Let's do Pospisil in at centre back. I think that's probably going to be the way that we play it. And let's see if our changing of formation has affected us a little bit too much. Hopefully it hasn't. But I just saw that, I say, Hibs went to 3-4-3, and you've got to be sensible when you see that happen, because we struggle against 3 up front because we put the fullback so far forward. It often leaves a 3-on-2, so we need to have that extra man at the back. I think the ball's thrown in, and then Sika intercepts it. He plays it forward toward Demal, who is going to struggle, I must say, up against 3 centre halves all by himself. But he's managed to get past one quite comfortably. Swung it into Lambert. It's off the post. What an effort! And Sika's got the ball there, and it's cleared away. We'll bring on Alfredo for Demal, just with 10 minutes to go. Demal's dead on his feet with the red heart there. And they've got a deep lying forward who's sitting a little bit further back. So we maybe didn't need 3 defenders, but I'm glad we've got it for situations like this. The ball swung in. Can we get it clear? Oh, it bounced off the post. I don't know what happened there, but eventually it went out and it's away for a goal kick. It looked like that was far too crazy for me. Mutt just kicks that ball out of play, which makes no sense at all. The former Killie man obviously throwing that ball out. Rodriguez will throw this ball in to Jovic, and Rodriguez goes on the overlap. Anderson finds Vlalic. Vlalic tries to switch the ball, and he's just kicked out. What on earth is going on to the end of this game? Maybe this isn't an actual highlight and we're just seeing the end of the game. But they've kicked the ball out, and then we kick the ball out. It makes absolutely no sense at all. Delamare, Pospisil, and that is the weirdest end of a game I think I've ever seen. They just kick the ball out from a goal kick, and then we just kick the ball out the other side of the park, and that's the end of the... Okay, I'm not going to complain. We've won the game 1-0. Our tactical masterclass at the end there was very useful as we changed the formation, and you see our 3 at the back matched up with their 3 up front quite well. Doesn't help because our formation's still staying as that there. But yeah, none of the former Killie players did too much damage against us because they have Much in goal, who was a former Killie man, remember, and Scott Crawford, who was playing left wing but was a striker for us, who scored in the last time we played them, but didn't score today. And in the end, a nice 1-0 victory for us over Hibs. And because Celtic had a 1-0 win over Hearts as well, that leaves us still at the top of the table. 2-point lead over Celtic. We're now 11 points ahead of Rangers with only 12 available. So it is now a 2-horse race because Rangers lost to Hamilton, surprisingly, in this round of fixtures. So it's basically us against Celtic for the league title. I tell you, in a couple of episodes' time when we play against Celtic, that could be very exciting indeed. So, we're just going to go through all these last games of the season, episode by episode, game by game, because this is another one of those seasons where it's going to come down to the wire. So the next episode is the next 2 games. Hearts in the league, and then the first leg of that Europa League semi-final against Watford. We still have the chance to win the league, the Europa League, and we've already won the Betfred Cup, so we could have won a treble this season if we can get these 2 titles won, the Scottish Premiership, and we could maybe get the Europa League as well. It'd be a nice way to finish the season. There's a chance that we could end the season with just the Betfred Cup, or we could have a treble. Not the treble, because unfortunately we haven't won the Scottish Cup, but we could have a treble. Is a treble on? Maybe. It is. So if you're looking forward to that next episode, or if you have enjoyed this one, then please do leave a like on the video. It really does help me out. I say this all the time, but I mean it. It's great to see likes on the video. It shows me that you are enjoying the series. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're joining us at the end of this very dramatic stage of this season, subscribe to the channel. We've got more to come. Some very interesting things over the next few weeks and months. And until the next episode, we'll see you then.